video is going to be nuts in lots of reasons. I mean, like, seriously, this is going to be absolutely crazy. And one of those reasons is this entire video is being shot on the iPhone 14 Pro. Now, we're going to see, can you do an entire vlog, an entire video with just a phone? No mics, no lights, nothing. So far, I'm actually finding the iPhone 14 Pro, the stabilization has been nuts. You've probably seen a couple of shots there with this action mode. Now, I've only seen it on the phone, so I can't really see it anywhere else for maybe 15-20 hours, but more than that in a sec. But it looks phenomenally stable. You think it's a gimmick? Man, it looked gimbal-like to me on the phone. Anyway, let me get to where I need to get to, and then I'll explain how nuts this whole thing is. Okay, I had to shut everything down because before I explain what I'm actually doing, for those of you who are interested and curious, there's a whole heap of problems that have kind of turned up, kind of halfway-ish. It's still like 5 hours to go, but yeah, I have nowhere to stay tonight. The travel agent seems to have screwed up. I've only noticed this when I sat on the plane barreling down the runway. It's going to be a fun trip. Where do we go here? I wonder, are these shots worth it? You know, I've been in the hotel room already. Just dragging everything back in. What I'm here to do is something that I do the real world, my professional life, that word. We're shooting a customer testimonial for Teamwork, which is my day job. And yeah, and that is in Baton Rouge. I'm going to be talking with an agency and see how Teamwork makes them more profitable and organized and all of those good things. But this has been probably one of the most stressful trips. Sure, some people think, hey, it's a great perk of the job, you get to go traveling. And it is a great perk of the job, and I'm really thankful for that. But it's just like there were so many things that were just off about this. And I was literally barreling down the runway when I was looking, why does my calendar not have a hotel room for tonight? So the travel agent, I think, didn't book it or whatever. Either way, we got it booked. Again, big shout out to Jill and V for helping out in that. Literally plane going up and I'm like texting, last piece of 4G, anything just to get something. So yeah, for now though, the iPhone I think has been absolutely phenomenal. And for now though, I'm going to bed, but stick around because I'm just going to click my fingers and it'll be tomorrow. And like that, it's following more in the magic of editing, right? Had a kind of a weird sleep, but I've definitely got a lot of thoughts on the iPhone 14 Pro as a sole vlogging camera. I don't know how far away I am from home, but pretty far. So right now, this is the selfie cam. As you can see, it's doing a pretty good enough job. And it's the onboard mic. Now, there's a couple of downsides and upsides to all of this using the iPhone 14 Pro. But before we do any of that, I need to get breakfast. So here's the good thing about the iPhone 14 Pro, or any phone for vlogging, is that, well, hang on. Let me go outside because I'm probably going to get a copyright strike background music. First thought is the iPhone shooting a vlog or anything just makes it all that bit much easier, simply because it's in your pocket and you just pull it out and go. There is no turning it on like a camera in the sense that you have to pull it out, turn it on, think about that you charge the batteries, all of that kind of stuff, because this thing is in your pocket and it's just there, good to go, which is another positive. So it makes life that a little bit easier, and as a result, if life is a little bit easier, then you've one less thing to worry about. The thing about worrying about stuff is, well, it comes with a couple of downsides as well. And speaking of downsides, I gotta go, not spend my life away here. I literally came here for this, which I need for tomorrow. This to tape down some cables, and yeah, I love this place. It's my guilty pleasure every time I'm in the States. Having the phone might just cause you to not plan out your stuff as much, and that's not the end of the world either, but you really have to work harder than in the edit unless you're specifically shooting for the edit. So I guess ultimately is if you're shooting with a phone compared to a real camera, then you're probably likely to plan a little bit less. But that's not going to be for everybody, but at the same time, it's just one of those other potential downsides. The other downside is the audio won't be as good as if you had a mic on, but keep in mind when somebody starts watching one of your videos, what they hear at the start is kind of their ears just tune into that. So right now, it's one of those things that, well, I don't think it's the end of the world because the mic on the actual iPhone 14 Pro seems to be pretty solid, and if you put a little bit of process on it like I've just done in the last 10 seconds, you might have noticed the difference, then you can make it sound pretty decent. And it all comes down to ultimately who your audience are, really. To make life that little bit easier for this testimonial shoot, we decided to rent all the gear. So we have inside here, I hope, there is 2 Aperture 120Ds, there's a bunch of light stands, mic, I have no idea what else. Oh yeah, there's 2 Sony FX3s, there's a bunch of lenses, batteries. Yeah, no idea how we're gonna get all of this stuff here, but you know what, it's times like this I'm glad it's just an iPhone I have with me for shooting my own stuff versus running around with my usual camera rig, which, you know. So yeah, gonna find batteries and chargers, get this stuff charged up so we're ready to rock for this shoot in the morning. And yeah, but anyway, the iPhone, oh, I gotta say, right, and genuinely, this thing has been a beast. But there is one more, and it's probably the penultimate downside. So after all that, this is what we have here. We have Sony FX3, we have 2 Aperture umbrellas, we have 120Ds, light stand, mic stand, camera tripods. We got the lenses in there, and inside here is the kind of emergency bag just in case everything goes drastically wrong and we just need a camera. So brought the faithful Panasonic S1H, got another few bits in there, and we should be good to go. And that ultimate downside really is all to do with the battery. So this is your phone. What I'm using is the iPhone 14 Pro right now. So this is my go-to. This is what I need to get around, need maps, pay for stuff, whatever, right? So if you're using it as a camera, predominantly, especially video, then the battery is going to go really, really fast. And that's ultimately the big choice that you make. You know, I know the easy fix is carry around a battery pack. It's probably easier to carry like a USB battery pack than it is to carry a bunch of batteries for something like, we'll say, the Sony ZV-1. Arguably, you could still use a battery pack with that. But I guess what the phone does, it's all about convenience. And at this stage, these things are really, really close to being probably on level terms, neck and neck with stuff like the Sony ZV-1, those type of cameras. They'll never replace it, but it just makes life that easier for video and for photos. Whew. So there's been a crazy couple of days here in Baton Rouge in Louisiana. The iPhone 14 Pro has just made life so much easier. And now it's a very long trek home from Baton Rouge to New Orleans, from New Orleans to London, and from London back home to Cork. But before I decided to come home, and I'm literally leaving in a couple of hours. I had to come here to this particular spot because of Dude Perfect. Single-handedly the coolest shop I have ever been in my life. Hey.
How's it going? How you doing?